Blessings and greetings, my sisters and brothers, in the love and in the light of our infinite Creator. I am Robert. It is a pleasure to share with you conscious channeling from LL Research. And today I wish to speak about control issues. QO comments, within this small group, the family, entities have the most steady, deep, and lasting opportunities both for weal and for woe. Each is capable of becoming a portion of the so-called good of another's experience or becoming the nemesis and the avenger that can destroy another. This family is so deeply a part of the experience of third density and so fully fertile with opportunities for service to self and to other self that we cannot overstate the opportunities for polarization that lie within the challenges and circumstances of the self dealing with groups. Community is something wanderers understand instinctively. That much almost always comes through the veil of forgetting that marks the beginning of an incarnation upon your planet in your density. The Confederation entities talk of a larger family. Perhaps they intend to include the spiritual family that we gather about ourselves in life. My own recovered ET memories are rich in clan living, where each child had many adults to ask questions of and many other children to be with. I think this kind of extended family of those with similar spiritual interest is a common way of life in higher densities. Each of you is a portion of a greater family that moves within the illusion at this time, helping those that need help, inspiring those that are weary, and lending assistance to those who walk with difficulty. You may always take comfort in knowing that the love of the one Creator resides in full in each but requires the smallest of need or inspiration to be kindled into flame. In theory, this suggestion sounds fairly simple. The suggestion is that we flow into ways of cooperating and harmonizing with our family. In the literal and the larger senses. But whenever humans get together, there are control games going on. Some people try to change themselves to suit others. As one wanderer said, last evening in a discussion out came the words that I have spent my whole life changing myself to suit others, just to be able to get along with them. But it is now time to stop that kind of changing and start being myself. Again, this sounds simple. Being ourselves, however, is anything but simple, in the sense of having a prior knowledge of the self. The Hermetic instructions to know yourself opens the seeker to the enormous and shadowed deeper self within, where the light for searching is always dim and straight, and the recesses of self many and profound. Many more people respond to the need to get along with the family by attempting, in various ways, to control others' behavior. QO talks about this and says, the desire to control oftentimes is based upon the wish to aid others in a manner determined by the self to be helpful. However, the desire to serve in a manner predetermined by yourself is oftentimes a desire misdirected, and a desire which can, if clung to overly much, cause one to miss an opportunity to serve that is more harmoniously and efficiently offered without preconditions. Looking for a good example of specific work recommended by those of QO in a certain situation, I found this story. Now, Pupka, she was a regularly attending member of our group meetings in 1996 and had become righteously indignant over a male acquaintance's inappropriate behavior. She had to fend off advances made by this married man who had falsely sworn he only wished to be friends. She was understandably insulted and furious. Here is some of what the QO had to say to her when she asked about this experience. Many feelings of anger are generating orange ray blockage, as that is the ray in which you are working with yourself and one other self. That is the relationship chakra, the belly chakra, the chakra where many entities will try to control from. The person that has a lower belly tension is often reacting to another being who is attempting to control, or is reacting because the self is attempting to control another. In either case, not only the red ray, but also the orange energy center is experiencing some blockage, and when the anger has to do with anger at society, or at the culture, or at groups, this anger is also generating yellow ray blockage. What this means is that you, as an energy user, are put suddenly on a short rations, so that although the energy coming to you is infinite, the energy that is making it up to the heart chakra, where it can open the heart, is much diminished. So, once you have accepted yourself for having this dark side, you have the basis for a long program of work doing what we might call coming out of a hidden place. We gave this instrument the vision of a closet. It is as though your fear, your blockage as you experience the catalyst that creates anger, contracts you into a crowded small space. Yet, the skillful way to work with this anger, once it has been identified, accepted, and forgiven in the self, is to see that there is a real concern which can only be addressed by love itself. Always, whatever the concern, the Confederation entities offer thoughts of faith, hope, and truth, the everlasting ideals. What a challenge to love a rude fellow enough to see the way to forgive him and move on. May I say that in addition to the application of love, Pupka delivered herself of an awesomely fierce and elegant tirade when next the hapless gentleman attempted to speak falsely within the meditation group. For me, a person who seldom shouts, this was a delightful moment in a scary way. But to come back to the concept of controlling or not controlling other people, it is a very scary concept to let go of control. However, the QO recommended just that and said, the decision not to attempt power over another is made when the entity grasps that there is no need to have power over others. For all of creation expresses its power in the self. All magical work, therefore, is done upon the self. There is no need to manipulate, teach, control, move, or advise other entities. The need is only to do these things within the self, disciplining the self to a more and more balanced and clear acceptance of the universal nature of selfhood, and therefore choosing lucidly and clearly to serve others, to withhold judgment of or control over others, and to practice loving the self, accepting the self, and allowing the errors perceived within the self to be self-forgiven. And with that said, blessings, my sisters and brothers, and thank you once again for joining me in going over conscious channeling of LL research and messages from the Confederation in service to our one infinite creator. Have a blessed day. I love you.